For over 80 years, Wittrock Motor Company, a third-generation family-owned dealership, has been investing in the Carroll area since 1935. The story begins there, in 1935, when Michael August Wittrock went to work for his cousin, Kelly Stallman, at Stallman Motor Company in Carroll. Then in 1940, Wittrock bought the dealership and is still in continuous family ownership. In 1970, Wittrock bought a familiar and historic building from Mort Mackey, previously McCoy Motors. That building, which sits at Highway 30 and North Carroll Street, housed the dealership until 2005, when Mike's son Michael Ernest and grandson Kevin moved to the new facility, which anchors the west side of Carroll at Highway 30 and 71. All along the way, the Wittrock family has been a huge part of the Carroll area and will continue to do so. Wittrock Motor Company of Carroll since 1940.
Jeff Blankman joined here today by Anna McCollough from East Sac County. She is our Wittrock Motor Company Spotlight Student Athlete of the Month for the month of January as we start 2023. And we're here at one of her basketball games as she just wrapped up a game. She's got another one coming up here in a little bit. But Anna, first of all, thank you for joining us and congratulations.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
You bet. Let's talk a little bit about you and let people get to know you outside of athletics. First of all, mom and dad, I know you got a brother. Tell us a little bit about your family.
So I have obviously my mom and dad and then a little brother who's in 8th grade, and then we're hosting a foreign exchange student this year. So our family is very close and very active together.
Tell us a little bit about your mom and dad and what you've learned from them over the years.
My mom and dad have always had high expectations for me, and at times it bothered me, but now I'm very thankful, and I know in the future I'll be even more thankful because of the person they've grown me to be.
Talk about those expectations and how that's helped kind of push you to be the person that you are today.
I believe working on the farm and having chores and animals to take care of has been a big part of character for me, along with keeping my grades up and being involved as much as possible.
What type of chores do they have you do? I know you guys got cattle, you have horses out there.
During the school year, I'm in charge of getting up at 5 a.m. and feeding the horses because they do chores in the afternoon when I'm at sports. And then during the summer, I'm in charge of feeding the horses and getting my cattle ready.
How has that taught you responsibility? And talk a little bit how you feel like that's helped you grow as a person.
With my animals, I'm the person in charge of them, so I'm the person who has to feed them, take care of them, and my parents aren't going to do that for me. So in order for them to get the nurture and care they need, that's my responsibility. So. Where
did you develop your love for animals?
Definitely my dad and mom eventually later. They both had great passions for animals, so.
You got a brother, younger brother.
Yeah.
Sometimes siblings don't always get along, but you love each other, right?
Yeah.
So what's your relationship like with Cal?
A typical brother-sister relationship. We like to get in fights and hit each other, but at the end of the day, he is one of my favorite people to be around.
What do you guys do for fun?
We enjoy every Friday morning. We enjoy going and getting coffee before school together. And during the summer, we work on our fair animals together. And we like to play a little pickup basketball games at Sunday evenings, too.
She mentioned as well that they have a foreign exchange student this year.
Yeah.
First time you guys have done that. What's the experience like? And tell us about your foreign exchange student.
She's opened our eyes to a completely new culture, and I'm so thankful for it. I've never had a sister, and having her has been the sister that I'll never have, and she's just been so fun, forced me to step out of my shell, and I forced her to step out of her shell, and me and her are like this now.
So what's her name? Where is she from?
Her name is Alice Kripa, and she's from Italy, Milan in Italy.
So were you excited when mom and dad told you guys that you were going to go ahead and get a foreign exchange student?
It was a family decision, so they brought the idea up and had Cal and I talk to each other, and Cal and I were in the car one time and we were just talking about it, and we're like, let's step out of our comfort zone, let's do this, and we're so glad we did.
So you have a dad that's a teacher and a coach, a mom who works in kind of the medical field. School probably has been very important. That was taught to you at a young age. What do you like about school, and what are some of your favorite classes?
What I like about school is the chance to talk to other people, living in the country, I don't talk to a lot of people on my free time, so school's definitely my social hour. Some of my favorite classes are math and chemistry and biology.
What do you like about those subjects?
Science has just always interested me, and I've always known that I'm going to go into animal science in some sort, so chemistry has just been a lot of fun for me.
So you're busy with sports. She plays 3 sports. She's also the manager of the football team. You had been a 4-sport star before becoming the manager. You also are involved in, what is it, FFC, FFA, FCC, student council. You got a host of things you're involved in.
Yeah.
How do you find time to do all your homework and keep up with the grades that you get?
A lot of communication and just making sure that I'm talking to my coordinators or advisors, making sure that I'm putting a designated time to each organization. And our school's pretty good about making sure that they're not overlapping, which makes it easy to go to everything.
So I tried to rattle off all the acronyms of everything you're in. You can do a much better job than I can. What are all the different things you're involved in?
I am in FFA and I'm the reporter. I am also in NHS, FCA, 4-H. I participate in faith formation on Wednesday nights. Band, jazz band. I think that's all of them.
Do you see why, folks? She is our student athlete of the month, a great athlete, but also a great student and involved in so many things. What are some of your favorite things to do out of all the different activities that you do?
I can definitely say that FFA and FCA are my favorite.
What is it about those two? And tell us some of the different things that you do.
So FFA is obviously agriculture related, so that's been a lot of fun getting to open my eyes and see more of the agriculture community and getting to be with people who are interested in the same thing as me. FCA is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and faith has always been super important to my family. And with my dad being one of the coordinators, FCA has just been important to me.
That's a new program for ESAC and for you guys. What's that been like to be kind of on the ground floor as it develops?
It's been really cool. I mean, up until last year when it started, you didn't really know who you could talk to about that stuff. And seeing the student body come together and just be together, even if we don't all believe in the same thing, just seeing the connections that we can make has really helped our student body.
Now, you mentioned earlier you're the reporter in the FFA. For anybody that didn't grow up around FFA, tell us what a reporter's responsibilities are.
My responsibilities are writing up articles and sending them to the newspaper. And a new thing that we added this year is I created our Instagram page and TikTok page. So we post on those. We try to post on those regularly to let the community know what's going on.
What do you enjoy about social media then, and getting to do those type of things with social media?
It's been fun. It's allowing more people to know what's going on, since that's what most of the people use nowadays, it seems like.
You said you wanted to go into animal science. Any thought of going into like media or anything like that? I mean, you're doing a great job talking here today.
I've thought about it, and maybe I will eventually, but I know animal science is definitely my biggest passion.
Have you started looking at any colleges or anything yet?
Yes, I have.
What schools are you looking at right now?
This fall I took a tour at SDSU, and then in the spring I plan on visiting Northwest Missouri State in Maryville, Missouri.
Okay, we do have to talk a little sports because it's student athlete. She just finished up basketball. You've done cross country, basketball, softball. You're the manager of the football team. Played volleyball when you were young, so you've kind of been involved in a lot of different things. What is it about athletics that drew you to sports?
Growing up, I was never the top athlete in sports, and I've grown to accept that, which is okay. But being a part of the team is just so special to me because it's your second family, and the girls or your teammates with the football team, they're just, they'll always be there for you to talk you through things and stuff.
What is your favorite sport to play and why?
It's a toss-up between softball and basketball just because you spend all of your time with them. Softball is fun in the summer because you get to see people that you wouldn't see in the summer since you don't have school. And basketball, we're just such a close group that we do everything we can together.
So I'm going to put a little pressure on you here. You talk about softball and getting a lot of kids don't go out because they don't want to give up their summer. Why do you feel like you're not giving up your summer? And tell girls why softball or boys, why baseball should be something they should play.
So the summer sports, you start in May and you're done by the beginning of July, so you still have half your summer, and it's worth it because you're not just sitting around your house being bored, you're out being active and doing things and getting to know people.
Well, Anna, I tell you what, it's been fun. I've known you since you were a little child. I've known her parents my entire 19 years in Carroll, so it's been fun getting to know you, and I appreciate you joining us here today.
Yep.
Congratulations on being our Wittrock Motor Company Spotlight Student Athlete of the Month for the month of January.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
Anna McCollough again with East Sac County.